If you're a heating air machine technician or even a salesperson, what do you need to know about sales and resiliency, and why does it matter? This is a super important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live from HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Okay, so I got to tell you a story. Last night, I go online and I'm like, I have 7 videos. I got 7 videos I got to shoot before I leave Hawaii on this trip. A couple of them are messages to clients. A couple of them are follow-up messages. And I'm going to go to Kailua and I'm going to go get the sunrise. So there's these 2 islands that you always see with palm trees in front of them. Those are the Mokes. Those are in Kailua. They're in Lanikai, but they're in Kailua. And so I looked last night. I look up the zip code 96734, which is the Kailua zip code. And I'm like, weather, 10% chance of rain. So I load up the car. I put all my messages and my Aloha shirts. I got a bunch of Aloha shirts ready to go. Got my tripod. And I leave the house, which is about 10-15 minutes from here. And I'm getting about halfway here, and it just starts pouring. So I'm like, all right, I'm at a stoplight, pull my phone up. Weather, 96734. 80% chance of rain. Well, I hit the jackpot. I got 80% chance of rain. And you're like, Scott, what does this have to do with life and business? Come on, dude, get to it. And I'm like, saying, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you may have the best plans. You may have the best strategies. You may have the best work ethic, and you do all the work, and you don't net the result that you wanted. Okay, so you have options, you have opportunities. And one of those options is to stop. One of those options is to keep going. There's like really no in between. Either you're moving or you're not, okay? So one of them is to stop and one of them is to keep going. And I'm going to highly encourage you to keep going. Because here's what happens is when we start facing adversity and when we start facing struggle, one of the things is we pull back, including me. I've done this. Hi, I'm Scott. I screw up, right? I'm not preaching to you. I'm just saying, hey, this is life. And so, like, we start pulling back. Like, I don't want to be that rejected. I don't want to have that many problems. I don't want to have those issues. And so here's what happens, especially with salespeople, is they go through and they use their entire sales process, right? They might have 5 steps, 7 steps, 10 steps. They go through all of them. They do everything right. And guess what? They don't get the sale. They don't get the deal. And then they go back and they're like, well, I'm doing something wrong. Well, they might not have done anything wrong. They might have done everything perfect. They just, for whatever reason, the deal didn't happen. This happens in sales. This happens in deal makings. This happens in mergers and acquisitions, right? This is why you got to have a ton of at-bats. And this right here is one of the things that you should do is go to this URL, type it into a browser, and then every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. And I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not YouTube channel. So on that browser, right here, that browser, or that URL, drop in your name, your email address, and your phone number. Maybe your phone number. So here's the thing. I want to encourage you to keep going. So if you're struggling, I listened to an interview with Sean Ryan and Laird Hamilton the other day, and you could probably hear the rain hitting the top of my car here, with Sean Ryan and Laird Hamilton. And Laird was like, look, I grew up in the water, and so every week I was almost drowning as a kid, and one of the biggest fears that people have in life is drowning. So he's like, one of the tools that I had that other people didn't was I didn't have that fear anymore. I don't have that fear as of today. He's like, there's times where I've been freaked out after I've been held underneath water or stuck underneath a river. But he said, look, it's about the repetitions. It's about the reps. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you're struggling right now, get your reps in, right? Map out your sales process. If you've got 7 steps, there's nothing wrong with having a cheat sheet in your binder or your presentation guide and saying, I'm going to hit all 7 of my steps, right? Because sometimes here's what happens. Sometimes you don't do your job right and you still close a deal. And then sometimes you do everything right and you don't close the deal. And it tricks your brain, and your brain starts thinking, well, if I didn't close the deal not doing everything right, I don't have to do it again. And that's not true. It's all about the basics, it's all about the routines, and it's all about the repetition. So if you're struggling today, I highly encourage you to get back in the game. Everything's going to be okay. Almost every salesperson is in the world of sales has been here before. The ones that quit are the ones that don't have what they need, and they don't understand that it's about the reps. It's about the resiliency. Resiliency comes from repetition, right? Resiliency comes from like, hey, the mental stamina, the mental toughness of saying, I'm going to stick in there no matter what. Today, I would love to be on the beach filming for you, but you know, I would really love to be filming on the beach for you, but it is absolutely pouring today. I'm going to keep doing films like I'm sitting in my car. I would rather be on the beach, but I'm sitting in my car today. So if you are struggling today, my message to you is to keep going. You've got this, because look, one of the greatest things that you can do for the people around you is encourage them no matter what happens, because someday that's going to be you. Someday that's going to be you. You got one of three things to do from here, just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get a message. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Aloha and mahalo.